What's up, everybody? And anybody see Collision tonight? Cause man, AEW Collision. This was a very rough one to get through tonight. The booking is all over the place right now. All right, this is either starting to become like Dynamite or it's gonna start becoming Rampage, and it's happening real fast right now. I noticed a little bit of last week, but now it's definitely being more shown tonight. But hey, this is what happens when we fired Punk from this show, who was making this show better. But what do I have to say about this show? It was literally all over the place where if it's not production problems or anybody getting title shots or just anybody showing up on the show at this point where everybody just shows up now. That's just kind of it. But let's get off to the get go, all right? We kicked it off with Bryan Danielson and Claudio versus Ricky Starks and Big Bill, which is kind of funny to me because one, Claudio is a heel, but Brian's technically face here. But given the whole Blackpool Combat Club supposed to be heels, they're fighting the heels. Who's really the face here? Danielson's the face going against, Ricky Starks and whatnot. But then again, Claudio's a heel, and he's in a heel group. So it's like heel versus heel, or I don't know. It doesn't make sense of who's heel and who's face here. Listen, this was a good tag match to kick off the show. I will say that. And, Danielson, basically, he got Bobby healed by Ricky Starks there, a low blow, and hit him with the Roshambo. Basically, giving Ricky Starks a win back after what happened at All Out a couple weeks ago. So, Starks ended up getting the win right here. So, good stuff. I will say that to kick it off. But then this show, I don't know, everything just starts going over the place. For some reason, the Elite shows up on here talking about swerving them. But hey, then again, look what did I say before when they took the victory lap with the Bucks a few weeks ago? The Rats have scurried in now. Punk's gone, so they can show up now on this show, which I'm sure everybody's already questioning why are the Elite here. But then right after that, other than hyping up matches for Rampage, once again, that's a 6-man tag for Rampage there. I think it's for the ROH 6-man tag titles, which then again, how many people are really caring about half the ROH titles in general if people don't watch ROH like that? Hobbs had a promo video, same as Miro, basically once again trying to get away from the temptation of his hot and flexible wife. So it's like what? I'm sorry, I can't be saying Lana, but CJ Perry there being brought back, and now it's like, hey, he got to say, but he doesn't want nothing to do with her now. So he wants to stay away from her. Next, a match that probably could have been on Rampage. It looks like FTR, who are now just doing random title matches. Okay, random tag title matches for no reason against the Iron Savages. I don't know who Jack Jamison is. He looks like it's almost like he's a steroid version of Simon Dean. That's what it reminds me of. And I don't know much about the Iron Savages. Then again, what people really care about the Iron Savages in general. It's not like they've been properly introduced to everybody. I had some video packages explaining who they are. So the crowd never really bought into this team even facing FTR for the tag title. So, one thing I thought about earlier tonight, as my friend Steven, was what happened to the sports-based presentation of this show. Then again, they left that abandoned almost like a few years ago as it is anyway. I remember when they would say it was going to be more of a sports-based wrestling product and, have ranking systems and wins and losses matter. They basically become WWE at this point. And Collision actually had a chance, not just AEW as a whole, but Collision was actually somewhat kind of bringing that back. But then again, look how fast now that is gone now. And then next thing you know, they bring in the Workhorsemen. JD Drake and Anthony Henry, which once again, who are these guys when you think about it? Because one, it's not like they've been on TV. And if they've been on TV, they probably jobbed to somebody, most likely on Rampage and won that. Two, apparently they're on ROH most, but then again, how many people are watching Ring of Honor like that? Because I'm like, are we just handing anybody tag title matches now? Because that's what it really looks like to me, all right? It's just tag title match, tag title, well, that's 2 weeks in a row now. We're just giving out title matches. Like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, the Workhorsemen. Why should FTR be facing these guys? Why are FTR facing these guys? Why is this even an open challenge for everybody every week? What happened to wins and losses matter? What happened to the so-called ranking system? And speaking of, not ranking systems, but bad television right here, was production. And I'm sure anybody's going to call this embarrassing. The camera goes to Keith Lee and Lexi Nair, and then you can hear a guy, one of the production crew, put his hands in front of the camera and say, take 22. I'm like, wait, you guys take 22 takes on this scene? You can hear him counting down with Lexi Nair before they interview Keith Lee. And then they have Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty show up. Talking about Shane Taylor Promotions. I guess Lee Moriarty's part of it. We haven't seen him in a while. And I guess they have some feud with Keith Lee. I guess there's some history with Shane Taylor and Keith Lee. I kind of remember that maybe months ago, whenever that Ring of Honor, was it Final Battle? I think they had a match, but it's like, does anybody really know about their feud? And then again, Shane Taylor, once again, it's good to see him, but it's not like they've really explained him and explained enough of him because he's mostly on ROH. Like I said, with All Out when he faced Samoa Joe, random. It was a good match, but nobody really knows who he is. I'm sure they don't right now. And the production thing, that was just bad. Okay, come on. Why are we hearing production say, take 22, 5, 4, 3? Like, whoa, that's amateur level. That's very bad. Really bad to be doing that. The Acclaim, Max Caster's bars were very weak. Anthony Bowens went against, Johnny Silverado. I'm sure the chat room will say John Silver looks like he drives a pickup truck. I saw a lot of that. My friend told me that. I think that's funny. But then again, John Silver, I guess the referees, since the referees don't pay attention a lot in a lot of these matches in AEW, basically what Uno Pizza Man shows up and then knocks Bowens in a ring post and throws him back in, and Silver got the win. So yes, first off, why am I seeing the Dark Order on this show? Then again, why am I seeing a lot of these people on this show? Listen, I'm all for giving new teams a chance. I'll get a little bit of that later, but at least when Punk was picking people, he picked people that actually deserved it and wasn't being booked right on Dynamite. Now, we're just giving anybody anything on this show. I don't know why the Dark Order here. I don't know why they want a 6-man tag title shot. Didn't they just lose for the ROH title? So why should they win? Why should they even be in this match? Why is this a feud? Why is this continuing, I guess, in the Grand Slam Rampage or whatever? Why did I see this on my TV? I actually like John Silver, but I don't give a shit about the Dark Order, okay? I don't care. I haven't liked Dark Order. I haven't liked them for a very long time, damn near since the get-go. I don't care. Fuck these niggas. I'm serious. I don't care. Eddie Kingston, who was cutting a promo, probably had one of the best promos on this show tonight, talking about Claudio, talking about, this is going to go to YouTube and everything, but he talked about how Claudio didn't want to do business. He didn't want to do business with him. He didn't respect them when they were on the indies. And, he's got a lot of holes he's got to clean up right now. And he says, we're going to be doing this in New York. And New York is always going to have his back. All his people's in New York. And that New York we built on misery and cold. Claudio can't do that. Claudio ain't ready. He said he's going to fuck Claudio up at Grand Slam. So it was a great promo by Kingston. But then again, I never understood even last week with the sit-down interview, basically saying, I'm sure people don't even know. I guess it was in Chikara. Some people have explained on the internet to why this feud has gone so long. I'm sure there's some YouTube history video that can explain it well, but it's not like they've explained it like, he didn't want to do business with me before, on the indies. And I guess it was before Claudio went to WWE and became Cesaro or something. So, I don't know. Some inside thing, it still doesn't make sense. It was a great promo by Kingston, but still, I don't understand it. Next, why do they have, Hook's been on here. Okay, why is Cassidy on this show? But hey, I gotta remember. Let's remember who they fired here, people. But still, why is Cassidy on this show? And I guess they'll have a match at Grand Slam. I don't care. Aussie Open beat some guys. Next thing you know, they challenge for the AEW tag titles. They talked about they won. FTR's won the ROH and IWGP tag titles. So have Aussie Open. So now they want a match at Wrestle Dream. Let me make sure I'm not saying Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dream. I almost say Wrestle Kingdom there, but Wrestle Dream for the AEW tag titles. That should be a really good match. Tony Storm, Portrait of a Star. This is probably one of the best things I'm seeing out of AEW right now is Hollywood Tony Storm, RJ City interviewing her. Not liking the lamp behind her. And, she's always a company, not a charity. I'm not about to be with some little girl with a sob story and whatnot. And that makes it an odd woman out, and it's going to be a to be continued. So I'm enjoying Tony Storm. Next, probably the best match maybe of the night was Andrade versus Scorpio Sky. Scorpio Sky being back again from injury. this is a good match. I didn't really expect and well, I kind of not Andrade to win, but actually make Scorpio Sky tap out because he ended up doing a figure 4, then the figure 8. So he basically did Rick and Charlotte's move on Sky, and then Sky just basically disappeared after that, and Scorpio Sky just came back. So again, I don't know if he's getting a push in that. I'm not even really sure what to say about Scorpio Sky right now, but Andrade got the win, which basically brought out Bullet Club Gold. Jay White was on the mic, talking about he's going to give Andrade the opportunity of a lifetime to face him next week on AEW Collision. The Real Rock and Roller, still my era. And, one of the Gun Club said, "We got 2 words for you." Basically sounds like Billy. And then they said, "Guns up," when everybody said, "Suck it." Andrade tried to come fight Jay White, but, Bullet Club had moved up. And then, the referees and security broke it up then. They had a video package with Don Callis talking about Omega and Ibushi because every feud in this company has to do with somebody being someone's friend and their enemies. We're friends. Now we're enemies. You were my friend, but now you're enemy. We must fight now. I was your friend. Now you're my enemy. We were friends, but we're enemies now. We gotta fight each other. Katsuri Shibata uses translator to basically say he's gonna put the ROH Pure title on the line. I don't really know what it said because I couldn't really hear the phone. So he said he's gonna face somebody at Wrestle Dream. Oh god, this. The Hardys, Matt and Jeff Hardy, one against the Righteous, Vincent and Dutch. Nobody cared. Second, they pinned Jeff Hardy. And then they had Vincent and Dutch cut this promo talking about believers. First off, this whole feud, I guess, happened because of something that happened at Rampage in that Battle Royale. And, crazy thing is, I was actually at that show. I saw that Battle Royale, and I don't even remember what happened. And I was there. And then, they got Dutch and them talk about false icons and false prophets, and I guess he wants the Ring of Honor title. Talk about fake friends like MJF and Adam Cole. His thing with the Hardys, too. Beating the Hardys ought to be a thing. It would actually mean something. But the Hardys lose all the time. 2, I'd rather see Jeff Hardy on Collision by himself and try to get a singles push again out of him. Because, by God, they had Jeff Hardy being pinned right here. What the fuck? It just makes the Hardys look worse. It's like they take enough L's. And they lose all the time now. And Jeff's definitely taking the blunt of the L's now. I'm used to seeing Matt take the L's, but by God, Jeff taking the L's. And I think the crowd just seemed more. I don't know if they were just shocked or they were just I'm sure people thought it was bullshit that happened. I thought it was bullshit that happened. Why? This is a match that should be on Rampage. Why is this even on Collision? This is a match that ought to be on Rampage. And that's kind of tough saying about the Hardys, but given the position they're in right now, no wonder they're on Rampage. Shit. And I know I'm going in for Jeff Hardy right here, but man, they have moved Jeff Hardy down. It's insane. But we got to push a team on ROH that we barely see. But now they're on Collision. I don't know. I don't get this show anymore. I know they had another Kingston Claudio package. I know they had a Zack Sabre Jr. video basically talking about Bryan Danielson. I guess he cut that promo while New Japan is. I don't know what's really going on in New Japan right now, but I guess it was a promo from some backstage segment they were doing. So that match at Wrestle Dream. What else? Big Bill. I don't know why they had another the director board. What was when they say action show up in front of the camera? What's all the production things on this show? But I guess Starks ended up challenging Danielson to a Texas death match next week on Collision. So it's going to end this whole fiasco. Next week, Rob Van Dam will be here. So that's one big thing that's going to happen on Collision. RVD, that's cool. And in the main event, we got Chris Statlander versus Britt Baker for the TBS title. JR was on commentary. He joined at the end. I would sit there and wonder why is Britt Baker even getting a title shot. But given this is Pennsylvania, and I guess she went to school here at Penn State, that's why she's getting a title shot. Statlander did retain, what was it? You had to get the... No, yeah, she retained last night on Rampage. So, yeah, she beat Jade, which I guess at this point, I believe Jade is already on her way out the door. Maybe that's why She ended up losing to Statlander yesterday. That probably was her last match for all I know. Maybe. I'm not sure. But apparently she is WWE bound to what we know. But this match here, listen, this is a good match. Don't get me wrong. And the crowd was with, obviously, they was on Baker's side the most. And Baker, like, she was about to get the win. She ended up having the lockjaw in. But Statlander rolled her up and got the win from here. So Statlander retained, shook hands with Baker, held her arm up, and the show went off the air. Listen, this wasn't a bad match. It was actually pretty good. Figured Statlander was gonna win. But overall, this show, the booking is all over the place. Like, literally all over the place. I don't even know what to say about this show anymore. Like, it's just, other than Andrade and Sky and, the main event, and even the tag match at the beginning, it's just people that shouldn't be on this show. Multiple production problems. Take 22, folks. It took 22 takes. And just bad matches that probably should be on Rampage or even this feels like Dynamite now. It's like Dynamite on Rampage because you got all these random job teams on here. It's like I said earlier, I'm all for giving new people a chance and everything to see where it can go. But like I said with Punk, at least he found people that weren't really getting a shot on Dynamite and giving them a chance on Collision, and they were better booked. Now it's just like you're just throwing anybody on here or anybody from Dynamite, and people that are supposed to be on Dynamite really shouldn't be here. One is the Elite, or some would say Cassidy, or even people from ROH. They just pull out the woodwork like the Workhorsemen or the Righteous or the Iron. I don't know. I don't know where Collision's going anymore, but Collision has gone down. It's gone down quickly. Say what you want about CM Punk, but CM Punk was doing something right with that show. Okay? And I said this a couple weeks ago. I feel like this show is going to go down, and I feel like it's already started. And it's going real fast, folks. It's going real fast. You don't have to believe me if you don't want to, but really take a time and sit and think about it if this show's going down or not. But that's all I really got to say here. Comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodieKnight890. Like this video, hit that notification bell. Also, I got Instagram coming soon. So yeah. See y'all then. I'm out. Peace.